Hey, candies. So if you're gonna do it, this is certainly the year to change conversation, do it a little bit differently than you have normally been doing it. We are talking about going a little healthier for the holidays, but we are not gonna sacrifice taste. So I'm gonna give you the tips on some of the coolest, latest flours out there, sugars out there, and give you some ideas of how best to utilize them and what you can do to still rock your recipes this weekend. I am sure you're going to be baking. So I imagine you want to start focusing on eating foods that feel better. You're kind of sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. But you want to make a few, yummy treats to give you a little boost this holiday. Plus, keep the waistline in check. 2020 is going to be over in less than 2 weeks. So let's get our booties in gear before we start that downward spiral. End 2020 on a high note as best we can, and start 2021 healthy. And there's going to be curveballs, I'm sure, but we'll be in a better place to enjoy them. All right, so we're going to start with flours. And the first one is one of my favorites, almond flour. Actually, I have graduated to nut flour instead of almond flour, but very similar concept. Different than almond meal. Almond meal is like a lot more, hey Linda, thicker. The almond flour is more fine, or the nut flour is more fine. They have grinded it up into a very fine powder, which cool is it's gluten-free, but it's got like that awesome nutty flavor and texture. I absolutely love it. Typically, the nuts have the skin off when they are grinding it for the powder. So it's still going to be a little bit coarse than like your softer flours, but oh my gosh, like flavor, y'all, flavor. Also super healthy, a ton of vitamin E, which is an awesome brain booster. Omega-3s, which are the unsaturated fats. You're going to feel really, really good when you are cooking with nut flour and almond flour. Also a very powerful antioxidant. We need this to stay nice and healthy. Great source of magnesium as well. But like other nuts, don't forget, even though it's packed with some good fat, it's going to be higher caloric. So you do yourself a favor and make a smaller portion size. That's going to be key to savoring your indulgences and getting this awesome healthy flour into your baked goods. Good thing I keep notes, right? Improved insulin resistance, and then lowers the bad cholesterol and the blood pressure. I already said brain health to reduce your risk of Alzheimer's. So in recipes, it's equal. So if you're substituting the whole wheat flour with almond flour, you can do it cup for cup. I find it's really good in pancakes, super good in pancakes. Cookies, good in biscuits, totally elevates the flavor of those biscuits. And then it's really good for the savory foods, like if you're gonna make homemade pasta. I have not tried it yet in meatballs, but I hear it is absolutely fantastic to use that in meatballs. So if you guys are making some meatballs this Christmas, why not try something different? So the next one is coconut flour, okay? Stay with me here because you guys, I think if you remember, I made those apple cider donuts this fall, and they were made with coconut flour. They were insanely delicious. So you grind up the whole of the coconut to make the coconut flour. You don't do it. You can already buy it done. Much easier. A little bit higher in calories as well. But again, so packed with feel-good nutrients that are going to really be amazing. And the crazy thing with coconut oil and coconut flour, beyond the fact I love it for my skin and my hair, is it's so weird. So it has a higher content of the saturated fat, but it doesn't affect your body like fast food would do or like French fries would do. It actually does the opposite. It is an awesome metabolizer. It makes the body super, super happy. So you still have to watch the caloric effect, but the benefits are going to outweigh it. So just keep, the portion sizes. Make a little bit of a smaller cookie than you normally would with the coconut flour. And it's not overly coconutty tasting. Like my apple cider donuts tasted like apple cider donuts. They didn't taste like coconut apple cider donuts. So fun. So great source of protein, fiber, potassium, iron, which, are things that we really need more of in our diets, guys. Less of those processed foods and the sodium and the other fats and the sugar, more of this stuff. It can reduce the inflammation in your body, which is so helpful this time of year. And as I already mentioned, support that healthy metabolism, which I don't know about you, but I am fighting to keep revving up and happy. Happy metabolism, happy life, right? Also very rich in antioxidants and antimicrobial properties, which means it's going to be great for your gut. So it has like this mildly sweet flavor. As I told you, it was banging in the apple cider donuts. So it's amazing for cakes, for the cookies, and mostly baked goods. A little bit of a gritty texture, but the thing is it does absorb a lot of liquid, which could dry out your baked goods. So the little rule of thumb that I learned is to make sure you're using like it in foods that you're gonna have egg in. So like if you have cookies with egg, it's gonna be the ideal case scenario, and you'll add an extra egg per 4th cup of flour. That is the little secret, guys, to make your baked goods absolutely delicious with this super fun coconut flour. Now, if you're substituting for like wheat flour, the other way to do it is go ahead, and if you're just starting out in this journey and you're just starting the process, and it is a process, guys, I want you to be successful long term here. So maybe start out with a 4th cup, substitute a 4th cup. So let's say per cup of regular flour. So do a 4th cup of coconut flour and then a 4th cup of flour. All right. And then you'd still add that extra egg, but you're still, in a really good place there. Because every 4th cup of flour, coconut flour, you still want to add an egg. So the nicer way to do this is add an egg, a 4th cup of flour, and then 3/4 cup of the regular flour. So that's going to start giving you some of the health benefits that you want, but still kind of keep you, where you want to be. And then next year, maybe up at a level. And then the year after, you're all the way. It's where you're comfortable doing, because I want you to be super comfortable. I have used these entirely, both my nut flour and my coconut flour, for the entire recipes, and they've come out great. And it's been such a fun experience, because you just feel so good when you're done. And that's the nice part of this, is to eat food that feels good, tastes good, and feels good. That's going to be the key component here. So the last one that I really like to work with is oat flour. Now, I do make my oat flour. Don't be too impressed. It's not hard at all. So you're just going to get the old-fashioned oats. I do recommend doing the gluten-free oats. Now, all oats are gluten-free, of course. You're like, Steve. But in the processing of the oats, a lot of times there's a lot of cross-contamination. So if you're making sure you get specifically gluten-free oats, there is going to be a clean factory making sure there is no cross-contamination. And that's good for your gut. And guys, don't forget, most of your 80% of your immunity is located in your gut. So happy gut, happy life, happy metabolism, happy life. All right, we can do this. So it's very, very light. I absolutely have been enjoying working with this. And as you know, there's so much health benefits to, consuming more oats in your diet. It is a complex carbohydrate. There's a nice amount of fibers. Still got to watch the portion size like we have to with any of our nutrient-rich grains. But it's going to make your baked goods so light in consistency. Try it with just oatmeal cookies. I know you're like, all right, Steve, come on, oat flour with oatmeal cookies. It makes the most insane cookie. It's like chewier in texture, not like overly chewy, like that just nice little, perfection. Try it tomorrow. I know like oatmeal raisin cookies are not necessarily like a Christmas cookie, but these will be feel good, absolutely divine cookies. So as I mentioned, super light flour, okay, with the oat flour. So you actually have to use a little bit more of it. So per cup of flour in your regular recipes, you're gonna do 1.42, not 1.41, 1.42. Like really, guys? Really? Oh my goodness. So I do basically 1 and like a little bit like of a heavy 1/3 cup when I am using it in my baked goods. So you can have the official number recommendation, or you can have the girl who's tried it and won. Excuse me, I'm like a little allergies. So fun. Shouldn't have allergies. Everything's frozen, right? So again, if you're just starting out on your health journey, when we're talking about flours, we're going to be moving into sugar and all that fun stuff. Just try to start finding that compromise. So you can do a 1/4 cup of the healthier flour and 3/4 cup, or start maybe doing 1/2 and 1/2 cup. And if you really want a home run, stay with me here. Stay with me. Substitute 1 of the cups of flour for a cup of pureed black beans. I know it's crazy, but for those candies, you guys can speak for me. Those espresso black bean brownie recipe that I hand out every July 4th is insane. And it, again, chewy and just fudgy and just great flavor. Espresso black bean brownies. If you want the recipe, message me. I will totally give it out to you. I am so proud of it. One of our initial candy trainers had shared it with me, doctored up a little bit, and it is so good. So good. I know, brownies at Christmas time. All right, we're talking overall though, guys, baked good ideas. So maybe some of you guys do brownies for Christmas, all right? But yeah, black bean espresso brownies. Like, and your family will eat them and be like, these are the most amazing brownies I've ever eaten. Like, you will be blown away. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Your family will not know. I'm going to be trying this year something new, another little substitution idea. I'm going to be doing a 1/2 cup of, I don't know if I'm going to do the almond flour or the oat flour. I was kind of thinking the oat flour, but now for the cookies I'm using, I'm like, maybe the nut flour, with a 1/2 cup of pureed sweet potatoes. That is a great way to substitute. That actually substitutes a cup of flour. So a 1/2 cup of pureed sweet potatoes instead of a cup of flour. I know it's a little bit out there, but this is the year. This is the year to kind of experiment with your foods a little bit. And you know, if there was some pureed sweet potato in that food, you know you're going to be feeling so good. So good. Anti-inflammatory properties, satiety factor, fiber, beta carotene, you name it, there is goodness in there for you. So here's some more cool substitutions before I dive into the sugar substitutions, my favorite sugar substitutions. So I recommend using egg whites instead of eggs. Just make sure you have the correct, so typically 2 egg whites instead of a regular egg. Or if you're doing pre-done, do your own egg whites. That's like the most beautiful act of self-love, is cracking your own eggs and not having somebody else crack it for you. Okay, start investing in you as much as you invest in everybody else. I have done this. I have made my own cream cheese. I didn't go crazy, okay? I actually blended cottage cheese with applesauce, and then I used the strainer. And I know, because applesauce is a great substitution for butter or oil, I know people have also done it with avocado. Try it, guys. You have nothing to lose. And if you end up liking it, win. Absolute win. And how many recipes have cream cheese in it? So, and you could do the cottage cheese, you know, and a lighter butter, but like, dare yourself, like, go a little deeper and you will be amazed. You know, again, if you're doing like 1/2 and 1/2, maybe 1/2 cream cheese and 1/2 of this healthier blend to start off with, nobody's going to notice, especially you. You're going to be pleased. And the thing you will notice is how much better you feel afterwards. You know that plain Greek yogurt, you know me, I always plain Greek yogurt instead of the sour cream. You can thank me later. All right, so I promised you sugar replacement ideas. But before I do, I want to give you my hot cocoa recipe. So I don't know if you're a hot cocoa fan, but you will be amazed at how delicious this hot cocoa is and how good you feel afterwards. So you can use almond extract or peppermint extract with it to give it even more flavor. But I do, so I get organic cocoa powder. I blend it in milk. I use cow milk. I use the real milk. I make sure it doesn't have hormones in it, but I've been using milk for years. I'm lucky I don't have any lactose issues. And the healthier I've gotten, things work even better. And, you know, I just really, really get to enjoy that. And then I use the monk fruit, which we're going to be talking about in just a second. So that is a great one. But I have an order of Swerve coming in that I cannot wait to try for my hot cocos. Again, absolutely delicious. So I was adding vanilla extract, and then I started adding a little almond extract or peppermint extract for the whole amazing, amazing beverage. No guilt at all. High in protein, absolutely delicious. And of course, I had to try it with the chocolate muscle candy that just came in. It was insane. It was insane. So I just did the chocolate muscle candy with the milk. Oh my gosh, good stuff. But I wanted to give you another option if you haven't ordered that amazing protein powder yet. All right, so Swerve, I mentioned to you. So this is newer to the marketplace. I'm still waiting for the allulose to come out. Those who are candies in my Transformation U program, no, I've been just waiting for allulose. It got approved by the FDA. I am waiting to start seeing it on the shelves. I'm always like trying to watch the trends and, you know, stay a little bit ahead of the curve to kind of help guide you guys. So Swerve is cup for cup, a great variation for sugar. They have a powdered sugar version. They have a brown sugar version. Why do I love it so much? Let me count the ways. So it's a blend of the erythritol, which is sugar alcohol. Any of the alls are sugar alcohol. Now you think, oh my gosh, that's so bad. It's actually not. So erythritol, you might even see it in some of your toothpaste because it helps with the acidity in your mouth, reducing the acidity in your mouth. It also helps get rid of the yucky bacteria in your gut. It's actually your friend. If you're not eating good though, and you have a lot of yucky bacteria in your gut, you will have stomach cramps and stomach pain and be, you know, going to the bathroom when you consume erythritol, which does, I think Truvia also has erythritol in its making. I think it's stevia and erythritol makes the Truvia. So the oligosaccharides is the other friend in the Swerve. So that bad boy is kind of funny because it's kind of like an an anti-diarrhea medicine. So you got the two. It's kind of like a magical marriage made in two. But the best part is the way your body breaks down those molecules is your body will see it as a food source. A high, you know, it's still sugar, guys, but it's not going to cause that high spike in the sugar. It's not going to spike your glucose levels and turn right to fat. So moderation is still imperative. However, you do not have the caloric. You're not going to have those sugar spikes in you know, the insulin spikes. So you're going to feel good. You're not going to have that tired crash. You're not going to have those cravings like you would with regular sugar. So all around a great, great friend to have. But here is why it is now my favorite and it is in my shopping cart and I can't wait to try it because it caramelizes well too. So it's going to be perfect for blending the most beautiful meringue. And you guys know I love, last year I made the stevia meringue cookies. They were delicious, absolutely, absolutely delicious with stevia chocolate chips. Yeah, I made meringue cookies with chocolate chips. I went there. Yeah. You want the recipe? You tell me. I pass it your way. But it just was a little grittier with the stevia. And that is my next friend to talk about. So the instead of a cup of sugar, you staying with me here? It's 1/3 cup of stevia plus 1.5 teaspoons of stevia. So that is what is going to match up your cup of sugar. Now I drop it even lower. I do just a 1/3 cup because it is so sweet. So people are like, oh, that aftertaste. It's because it's so freaking sweet. You can't do cup for cup with that or the monk fruit. The monk fruit is also, so much freaking sweeter than the regular sugar. But both stevia and monk fruit, super natural, breaks down beautifully. Your body, breaks it down so much more naturally. Does not turn to fat and spike your blood sugar levels. And you don't have to be a diabetic to be worrying about that, okay? We don't want, when you have a spike in insulin in your body, you're gonna, be fabulous for a few seconds, and then you're just gonna crash. And the other thing is you release hormones and you're going to want more and more of it. That does not happen with the Swerve, with the stevia, with the monk fruit, with the Truvia, okay? These are your friends. I recommend avoiding the sucralose that is synthetic, the Splenda, very, very synthetic, and that does cause the sugar cravings. You have other options too, guys. You can use fruit to sweeten it. I have planned for my recipes. I'm going to do a frozen mashed banana. I have them in the freezer for my recipe instead of a cup of sugar for one of my cookies. Now, the thing is, you want to reduce the liquid by 1 1/4 cup because the banana obviously is going to be much more liquidy. Great tips tonight, huh? You didn't think of that, huh? I know the stevia everyone does cup for cup. You cannot. If you want your family not to notice, definitely do the 1/3 cup and then the 1.5 teaspoons, not tablespoons, teaspoon. But the frozen banana, you can replace one frozen banana instead of a cup of sugar. Taste absolutely amazing. And I am hearing that there may be some banana sugar or banana flour coming into the marketplace. Shoot. I just saw it, and I think it's banana flour. I don't know how they would do that, but I feel like I just recently saw that in one of my articles that I have to read. I should have read it before tonight. But again, just make sure. And you can use a regular banana and mash it up. I just find by freezing it, it breaks it down so much easier and you can cook with it so much better. But just make sure you reduce that liquid. All right. And again, just start lessening the amount of sugar you're utilizing. Sugar is so, so addictive. It's beyond the caloric. It's beyond feeling like crap. It does permanent damage to your body as well. It has, causes inflammation in the body. It's just not your friend. It causes you to gain weight. It hurts your metabolism. So the more you guys can have, and why? When there's such amazing substitutions out there, check out the Swerve. I am telling you. Everything I'm reading, I can't wait. So before I finish with a few other items that you really want to stay cognizant of, I'm going to give you my chocolate recipe. Now, going to Walmart and getting the Lily's is certainly an awesome option for chocolate chips. They did it right. They added a little vanilla into the flavor profile. So their milk chocolate and their dark chocolate chips are so good. And I dare you to break them up even smaller in that bag and have them disperse even further throughout your baked goods. But they have peppermint flavored and vanilla flavored and they caramel flavored. Like they really did a nice job. Major props to those people that have created the Lily's Stevia chocolate chips. So my chocolate recipe, this is a recipe that has been handed down from candy to candy for over 15 years. When we used to do chocolate tastings at the studio, those of you who are candy alumni know what I'm talking about, to teach us to savor our indulgences. And I would bring out this homemade chocolate bar and you guys would vote it better than any of the fancy chocolates that we were sampling. Sorry, no more sampling of chocolate at the studio because I only want you eating, ones without sugar. So I want you making this one. All right. So it's equal parts of that organic cocoa powder with the organic, it doesn't need to be organic, agave. Yeah, should be organic. Equal parts. So you can do a 1/4 cup cocoa powder, 1/4 cup agave, and then a 1/4 cup of melted coconut oil. All right, and if you guys got my thumbprint cookie recipe today in your inbox, you will see that uses coconut oil. No-bake thumbprint cookies coming your way. You want the recipe? just message me and I will get it for you. No problem. I can't believe you're not on my email list yet. Get on my email list. I send out tips every Wednesday, and every Friday I give you a fit foodie recipe. The week before, I did this amazing chicken fried rice. You made a big batch of it and you had the best lunch all week long. I know, because I follow the recipes, that I give you guys. Like, I live them. So you take the chocolate recipe, equal parts agave, cocoa powder, sorry for the derailment, and the coconut oil. You melt them together. You pour them in the pan. You can roast a few nuts and add it in as well. Put it in the freezer for about 15 minutes. You take it out, the most decadent, divine chocolate you've ever had. It is feel good. Agave is beauteous on the glycemic index, so it is not going to spike those sugar levels at all. It is caloric, so moderation, right? Any of these treats we should have in moderation, just so we keep them special. But certainly break it into small pieces, keep it in the freezer, and savor one little bite at a time. And I've used that same recipe to make peanut butter cups using like the PB Fit that's prepared. So I pour a little chocolate in the little, mini muffin tin, spray them a little pan spray, then a little bit of the PB Fit, and then a little bit of the chocolate. So I let the first chocolate freeze up though before I add the PB2, and then the next chocolate. So have some fun with that. I can't wait to hear how much you love it. Yeah, you'll thank me later. I always try to have your back, and this year I've been trying to be giving you guys even more love. I think that's what this year is all about, is using our gifts and, supporting each other and loving on each other. You're having a rough day sometimes when I'm having a good day, or vice versa. And I want to give back. I've been blessed with this, passion. And the point of having a passion is sharing it with others, right? So you can make your recipes even healthier and feeling good by just adding flax seeds and chia seeds, even a little protein powder, or as I mentioned, adding a little PB Fit or PB2 will make a big difference, in cutting the caloric instead of peanut butter. Just watch those portion sizes. That's a big component of this. You can make mini versions, make mini cookies, and they have mini cookie cutters. You don't have to have those large ones, and you still feel like you're enjoying yourself. The other option, is to cut the portion sizes, because I don't know if you're going to be seeing as many people as you normally would, and you don't want all those cookies lying around your house. You really don't. Maybe you're not going to the office anymore, where you would normally bring those cookies and spread them around. And nobody needs a humongous plate of cookies. How about a plate of feel-good, delicious cookies, with just a few special ones? It's the thought that counts, right? So just don't forget, sugar and fat and cheese are highly, highly addictive foods. So you want to use them in moderation. The sugar I would cut out entirely, because it just quickly spikes, and you'll want more and more and more. And you don't have to, there's beautiful substitutions out there, we can totally win here. When I did this talk years ago, there weren't many options. And this year the options are just mind-blowing, and I still can't get over, some of the experiences I've had with these baked goods. So, it's a $1 billion industry out there to get us to be eating absolute crap and craving absolute crap. It's not good for our pocketbooks, not good for our waistline. It doesn't even feel good. The only thing you feel is that you want more and more of it, because they are laden, their foods, with those highly addictive. There's one of the clients showed me recently, she got meatballs and there was sugar added to the meatballs. They're putting it in everything, because that'll have you wanting more and more of it. So take back control of your life, take control of your health and wellness. Start feeling better the best you can, one step at a time. And this is a great, great place to start. Try to get active. We have an amazing virtual cookie cruncher Thursday morning, so no excuses, and our annual Santa burner on Saturday. So it helps boost the mood and the willpower. So come on out and enjoy us. If you guys need anything at all, you have any questions, or just share your feedback. I would love for somebody to try with me the half flour and the half sweet potato puree, and trying a frozen banana this year instead of a cup of sugar. And I've done that in cookies before, but this will be the first time in the sugar cookies that I'm doing it. So Fun stuff. All right, guys, if you missed this call, go ahead and save it. And this way you can utilize it. There was some really good stuff in here. But again, please share with me what calls you would like me to do in the future, as well as, what you tried and how it went. You can do this. Start small, a little bit at a time, a little bit more and a little bit more. Here is to a healthy holiday. Praying for you, and I really hope you're hanging in there. Let's chat soon. Bye now.